You know what? That is 2 Raws I've really enjoyed. Genuinely. There's been stories, there's been twists, there's been turns, there's been ups, there's been downs, because you know, that's the name of the show, ups and downs, and all that jazz. Anyway, I'm Simon from WhatCulture, and this is indeed Ups and Downs, where we go through Raw and decide whether it was a good show, or we decide that it was a bad show. But given I've already spoiled that by saying that I really liked it, let's just get into the nitty-gritty instead. Right, let's just call a spade, and what I mean by that is by letting you know that the women's division on Raw is currently the best thing about the show. And that is an up. Yes, it needs more bodies, and yes, the Charlotte-Sasha feud has to end at some point, but even with the hot-shotting of the title, I really care about that title, and because I care, I enjoy the stories more, and that is what wrestling is all about. Both Banks and Flair seem to genuinely give a damn about either winning or retaining the championship. And as soon as that happens, I invest myself in the whole thing, and it just feels more important, and that is why it's currently the best thing on Raw. The Iron Man match at Roadblock, end of the line, because we're not allowed to just call it Roadblock for some reason, should be incredible, and also hopefully the end of the feud. But either way, so far, so good, great stuff. And on that note, Charlotte is just an amazing heel. I don't even care anymore. We're drawing a line under it. She's great, she's awesome, she's an up. But be it her promos, the way occasionally in matches she just goes super aggressive, or how she duped her father on Raw, which was a genuine moment for me, I'll have you know, she just comes across like a major asshole. And that's the whole point. At this point, her future is so bright, it is blinding me. She's a genuine asset to the WWE, and I'm very excited to see how she evolves going forward. The ups keep on coming this week too. This is going to be 3 in a row. I can just feel your hand reaching for the keyboard because you're now desperate to make a comment. I did genuinely enjoy all the vignettes for the Cruiserweight division this week though. Not only did it allow me to get to know Rich Swann and Jack Gallagher and give them some personality, but all of a sudden, they were no longer blank-faced people who just happened to not weigh very much. Gallagher in particular is just awesome, mostly because he's so different and so likeable. So yeah, that's another up. 3 ups so far, 0 downs. Okay, we're in down territory now, because I just do not understand what WWE is doing with your man Kevin Owens. He was a delight as always on Raw, and everything he did with Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins was entertaining and continued to let us know who Kevin Owens was and why he acts in the way that he acts. But think of this. The logic given this week was that Braun Strowman is too dangerous of an opponent for Sami Zayn, so he should just go and fight the Universal Champion instead, because he's just some chump. I get that's being super nitpicky, but Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion, and he should at least be treated like some kind of a threat. I know he's not a bigger threat as Braun Strowman, because that's Braun Strowman's whole thing, but don't just throw him under the bus like he's nothing, because he's not nothing, he's something. So that is a down. Thankfully, the match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was incredible, because they're always incredible, so that's a huge up. It's a bit ridiculous given that WWE told us a few months ago that we were never going to see this matchup again, but if you believe that, you probably haven't been watching wrestling that long, because as we know, wrestling in reality is just one big giant lie. One big stupid giant lie. But it does seem like the angle last week between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho was the start of their demise. You know what? That's a down. Don't get me wrong, the two are still great together, and it progressed brilliantly this week as Kevin Owens, as he tried to win back the affections of Chris Jericho, accidentally cost him the US title in his match with Roman Reigns. But last week's tiff just didn't feel big enough to be the catalyst that started to drive a wedge between the two. Arguably, all the teases they did beforehand would have been a better time to do it, and now it all just feels really rushed. I'm also pretty sure this is 100% legit this time, especially because Chris Jericho slapped Kevin Owens in the face. WWE could still swerve me, and in a way, I hope they do, but that would be a bit ridiculous because then the two would get back together and then they'd fall out again, and that is just too much. So yeah, it's not a major down, but it's a little bit of a down. The whole Rusev segment was just gold. Over the last few weeks, he's kind of come across as a good guy, protecting his wife and all that. But this week, he was a super dick. and that is an up. Not only did it transpire that Lana and Rusev had concocted the most devious of all plans, but seeing Big Cass realise that as he made his way to the ring was perfect. It was almost a bit like something from a movie. A super budget movie, admittedly, but still, a movie all the same. And then seeing Rusev just tear Enzo apart was brilliant. I get I'm not supposed to root for the guy, but I don't care. He's so good. No matter what situation you put Rusev in, he shines. Even when the situation is bad, he finds a way to make it work. The man is a future main eventer, and if you don't agree with me, come find me and we'll chat it out like nice people, because that's what nice people do. The New Day stuff on Raw, just fantastic. So that's another up. Another up. Man, people gonna be mad. Seriously though, there's a match between Sheamus and Cesaro and Gallows and Anderson to find out who's gonna be the #1 contenders for the tag team titles, and then the New Day get involved, causing a double DQ, meaning there's now no #1 contenders. Once again, this isn't cut and dry because technically they were only retaliating to a situation, but you can also argue they did it on purpose because they're so desperate to beat Demolition's record that they will do anything to get past that line. No matter what it takes, they have to beat the record, even if it means cheating, stealing, thieving, I don't know, killing people. I mean, they haven't killed anyone, and they won't kill anyone, but you take my point. I mean, I could be reading into this. It hasn't been made abundantly clear on Raw, but so what if I am? It's fun to read into things sometimes. And what do I like? Good old-fashioned fun. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but Titus ONeil made me laugh on Raw, so he gets an up too. But him walking backstage promoting his match with Mark Henry as if it was some massive sporting event was hilarious. And the fact that he then lost really quickly was even better. This is the first time I've actually seen there may be something in this character, so WWE, please keep running with it. Thank you very much. As we're talking about Titus though, where the hell has Darren Young gone? I was enjoying that whole Bob Backlund thing and then all of a sudden, poof, they've just vanished. So, for the sake of balance, that's getting her down. The final up of this week, and yeah, there were loads, I'm very sorry, was Seth Rollins coming out at the start of Raw and just calling out Triple H. Now, that was weird in many ways because it did come completely out of nowhere and has nothing to do with what Seth Rollins has been doing over the last few weeks. You know what? I don't even care because it was exciting and it was spontaneous, and as I've said 1,000 times, I like excitement and I like spontaneity. Also, something like this was always going to happen at some point because it's kind of been clear for a while that come January, Triple H is coming back. So why not plant the seed now? So Raw, you did great this week, and I'm looking forward to people literally destroying me in the comments. I tell you what wasn't down though, Bayley. Just thrown into a match with Alicia Fox, as if she's not important. That's not ideal. It's even worse because at one point she was pegged to be put into a title program, and instead, now she's just treading water. That's not the worst thing in the world. I'm sure they'll light her up again soon, but at the moment, it's no good. And that's that. Raw, in the books. And I thought it was pretty good, even though apparently a lot of people hated it, but that's okay, because hate leads to suffering, and suffering leads to the dark side, which means you're now on your path to becoming a Sith Lord. So Raw has actually helped you out. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you did think of Raw, and then like, share and subscribe. Then go and read the Ups and Downs article on WhatCulture.com, and then come talk to me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from WhatCulture, and I just want to thank you this week for taking some time to come and watch this show. I really appreciate it, even the people that get really mad and explode on the internet. I appreciate you too. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you soon.
If you're a fan of the videos that WhatCulture puts out on its YouTube channels, why not join WhatCulture Extra, our subscription service for paying members? For paying just a small fee every month, you get access to exclusive lists, pipe bombs, booking videos, wrestling's worst merch, live streams for Raw and SmackDown every single week, exclusive WTF videos looking back at classic pay-per-views. Also, there's exclusive interviews, documentaries, Q&As, short films, and if you're a fan of WCPW, every episode of Loaded will be uploaded one day early, and you'll be able to view the episode in its entirety, and included in the price are all of our pay-per-views such as Refuse to Lose and the upcoming Delete WCPW. All that for just $6.99 a month, or just over a $5 for UK fans, and you can cancel at any time. For more information and to sign up, go to whatculture.com/extra.